Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Friday night live stream. I'm ScottPlaysKeys. How y'all doing? Yes, it's been a minute. I've not been very well. I've had a little bit of a cough and couldn't speak last week, so I had to cancel. And yeah, I've still got a little bit, but we'll ball. You know what I mean? Let's get it done. Been waiting to do this for a while now, so hope you're all doing fine. Drop us a hello in the comments. We've got lots to get into today, so let's start straight away with a song called Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac. Now, I like this one a lot because there's a lot of different parts to it, and the part that we play really complements the guitar part and the rest of the band. So you should know the song. It's by Fleetwood Mac. I'll play a little bit of it to you, and you can just refresh your mind. It basically starts off with a nice bit. So this is the song here. And then it kicks in with the drum introduction. Bit of synth going on. High strings as well. Verse. And then chorus. Chorus is this. So hopefully you know the song. Let's have a listen to the key parts here. So we'll mute that off. We'll mute that off. And then this is the sound of the band that we've got. Okay. So I'll break it down bit by bit what we have. Part one is that introduction bell, and the way I play it is but very, very fast. And then I come in with a in the left hand. So together. And then when the drums come in, this is it. So that's just an OB soft sound with a natural sine sound as well. Lots of reverb as well. In left hand, we've got this, there it is, down the bottom. Now, that is just a warm back pad. I'm playing B and E while I do. I kind of alternate between the one and then add the E. And then the verses is the same but just lower. Halfway through the verse you add that. Then we're getting into the chorus. Now the chorus, I've got the super knob, as always, you know, the super knob does something. So on this patch, the super knob's going to bring in a big R choir. That's what the sound's called there, R choir. So as soon as I bring in that super knob, and that's kind of mimicking the vocal track that we've got here on the original sound. Good evening, Andy. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you haven't missed me too much. But we're back. So this is the original track. Now, it would be great to do that with, 5, 6 different singers in the band live, but it's not going to happen, not at this this level anyway. So instead, what we do is we bring in the R choir, and then with the chords, it's going to sound like this. And then left hand as well. And back into the intro, but then bring off the foot pedal, remember. I've got the R choir kind of, you know, there's a bit of release on there as well. So when you're playing it, it doesn't come off straight away. It's kind of sounds like the track. So again, that chorus. Instead of kind of digging in. You want it to come in and come out again. Yeah, you missed me. Okay, great. Fantastic. And then we got another verse. And then really, it's the last chorus that changes. So I've got scene 2 here. So scene 2 is going to bring in a electric piano. So without it, with it, and it just gives more of a attack for the last chorus, and it brings up the chorus. So if you can build with octaves, or if you can build with texture, it's always good to bring that in. It's like a magician kind of showing his final trick. So the last chorus sounds like this with the electric piano. And I'm playing it differently as well. I'm just being a bit more attacky with that, so that the electric piano comes through. Gordon, good evening. Nice for you to join us. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good couple of weeks. It's some people kind of think like attention to detail, like if you're never going to hear that kind of thing in a live situation, but I really disagree with that. I really think it's the extra detail that does bring out a band, you know, live, especially without backing tracks. If you're not using all these backing tracks, if we can do a good job with just a keyboard, you know, we do. You know, we've got a good, fun job here. We're not just playing a piano part. We're playing a lot of different bits. So, once again, with the last chorus in the keyboard. And you can kind of hear as well, it's panned a bit as well. So, especially with this. And of course, if we play this by ourselves, you know, this is the thing as well. Like, obviously you need a band to play these kind of parts, otherwise people are going to be looking at you going, huh, that doesn't sound right. But once you'll get it once we put in the drums and bass. And then the only other thing is the ending. The ending's very similar to the start. But there's a little kind of riff here with the synth. There, so I play that with the left hand. So yeah, kind of hard to do without the drums keeping it tight, but we'll do the whole thing now. So this is Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac. I might need to put on a little bit of a click track to stay in time at the start. Let's put on a click track here. Okay, next part. Don't need the click track anymore. Left hand. Verse, octave lower. Super knob in for the chorus. You cycle left hand. Foot pedal out, and you've got the synth sound by itself. Octave lower. Foot in for the chorus again. Breakdown. Going into another verse now. I just leave that off here. Left hand. Last chorus, so scene 2. Bring in the foot pedal. Outro. Stop playing. You hear all the stuff that one. Okay, so then the other thing that I did in the last chorus that I forgot about to tell you. It was I used my thumb to play the bass note as well. So I'll play the fifth, the two notes here. And then I use the right hand little finger to do the hold it, come off it. Again. Okay, so that is Fleetwood Mac Everywhere. Really like that song. It's a great one to do, and again with these pedal notes, it brings a lot when other stuff's going on. Yeah, I used to really love playing that one. Yeah, okay. So next one I was going to do was one that Andy wanted me to play, which, by the way, guys, my repertoire is linked in the pinned comment here. Feel free to look through it, and if you'd like me to play any of a song which I know, I'm happy to do that. So Andy asked for Raise Your Glass by Pink. Now, this one's basically got two main parts. It's the piano bit, the low left-hand piano bit, and then there's synth pads in the chorus. So we just make it sound massive, you know. So here we go. Raise your glass. So left hand, right? Excuse me. I've got this piano with like a chorus effect on it. You know, I just smash that every time with the bass. And sometimes I'll use a pitch bend as well to smash it, and then pitch bend down, and then come off it like that. So let's listen to the song. Hopefully you know it.
Right, turn off the lights. We gonna lose our minds tonight. What's the dealio?
This is where that left hand
I love when it's all too much. 5 a.m. turn the radio up. Where's the rock and roll? Party crasher, penny snatcher. Call me up if you a gangster. Don't be fancy, just get dancy. Why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. On the underdogs, we will never be anything but loud.
So this is Moses, the good old. It's actually called Moises, but I like calling it Moses until I get endorsed by them. But yeah, this is AI software that you drop any WAV file into, and it will automatically split up the track. So I already knew this track, but what I've got here is just the keys, what it interprets the keys as being on this song. So this is the chorus. Sounds like acoustic guitar in there as well. Okay, that's better. So when I was learning this song all them years ago, the thing in the chorus that stuck out for me was a synth line, and this synth line is in the chorus. And that is the sound that I'm using there is called Mini 3, and it's a default sound in the Montage. And then left hand I'm doing a piano chord with the sound brightness. So brightness sounds like this. And then the piano is the sample piano that I like to use, the KWS. Then together, left hand. And then foot controller is going to bring in, let me get the specific name for you, the strings. And you notice the strings as well, the octave is higher. It's a plus 12 here. So if you don't know how to do that, you just go in edit on the sound, part settings, pitch, and then you've got the option here to change the pitch. So I do 12, which is an octave higher, and then altogether the left hand by itself just sounds like that. See, and you can barely hear that brightness sound. But if I turn it off, it doesn't sound right. And then add it. Yeah, it just gives a little bit of a lift to it. And then right hand as well. So all together. This would be the chorus. And I've got some portamento set on the Mini 3 as well, which means it doesn't just go bom, 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 bom. It kind of, there's a pitch shift between it. You know? So that's the chorus. All we're doing in the verses is, yeah. So then again, if we look here, yeah, I think I'm just sending, variation send. So here, on the montage, you've got effects which are on the voice. So you've got effect A, effect B on the voice, but sometimes the default voices use effect A and effect B. So you can't change the effect on that unless you want to change the sound of it. And I didn't want to change the sound of this. So what I do instead is you've got a variation send and a reverb send. So your variation send could be delay, it could be chorus, it could be anything really, just as long as it's an effect. So to get to this variation send, edit. And now you're on your part 1 settings, which is what we were on before. If you go to common down here, because we were editing the sound, you need to make sure you're editing the common sound here. And then this is where you can set the name of the performance. And then here, effect here, you've got, there you go. So you've got another 2 effects that you can use. So here I've set the variation to G chorus. Now this G chorus is, if I bring it up a lot, you'll hear the. See, that's very exaggerated, but we'll bring it back to where it was. So sometimes you might already have all the effects maxed out on the sound. If that's the case, you could use a variation to kind of get around that, so long as it's like a reverb or a delay or something like that. Okay. So the other thing is this high note here, high G. I've got tremolo strings, and the sound is tremolo section, and that's a default sound on this keyboard. And it's just kind of, you'll see when I play through when this comes in, and I've got that set to the sustain pedal. And the lead synth is also set to the sustain pedal, but the left-hand piano chords are not. Okay, so let's give it a playthrough. It's it's a very simple song, this, for us. Let's give it a go. So octave G's first.
Right, turn off the lights. We gonna lose our minds tonight. What's the dealio? I love when it's all too much. 5 a.m. turn the radio up. Where's the rock and roll? Party crasher, penny snatcher. Call me up if you a gangster. Don't be fancy, just get dancy. Why so serious?
Chorus foot in.
So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. All my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and bitty, gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and
Stop playing.
raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass.
Left hand again.
Slam, slam, oh hot damn. What part of party don't you understand? Wish you just freak out. Freak out already. Can't stop coming in hot. I should be locked up right on the spot. It's so on right now. Body crasher, penny snatcher. Call me
Bring in that
up
G.
if you a gangster. Don't be fancy, just get dancy. Why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. All my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and bitty, gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Oh shit, my glass is empty. That sucks.
High
So
G.
if you're too
Sustain.
school for cool, and you treat it like a fool, you can choose to let it go. We can always party on our own. So raise your
Last chorus.
So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. All my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and bitty, gritty, dirty little freaks. So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. All my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and bitty, gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Won't you come on and raise your glass for me? Just come on and raise your glass
Low G's to end.
for me.
Okay. So yeah, raise your glass. It's a pretty basic one. It's played that one for a long time now. Hopefully that settles that one. Andy, let me know. And I should be able to. I should be able to put that one on Soundmondo. I'm pretty sure that one will be okay. Okay, let's move on now to Human by The Killers. What a great song. This is a really massive song in the UK. For some reason, all love it here. So this one's got lots of synth. You know, I've seen The Killers live twice in the very good band to watch. I highly recommend if you ever get the chance to see The Killers. It's very good. The singer, Brandon Flowers, is a really good singer, and he also plays keyboard as well. And it's a great band to watch. Right, what's this? Do you use cue cards to remind you about the scene changes, the patch changes for each song? Incredible memory. Well, for Raise Your Glass, there wasn't that many there wasn't that many scene changes. However, for Human, there's not that many scene changes. Trying to think of a one. But what I will basically do is, and this will kind of be upside down for you when I show you, but you can kind of see here S2, and I underline that with a blue line. See what else do I have here? Yeah, Riptide. This is so here. Foot in any cues I need to do with the expression pedal to fade in as sound. I put in foot in, and then there's scene 2 again, and then I've got scene 1 here with foot in, so I know I'm going to scene 1, and I'm gonna have the foot pedal all the way in. And then down the bottom here, another one, scenes 3, and that will kill the sound. So for that particular one, we'll get into this song next, Riptide. For that particular song, we've got a scene that completely mutes the whole thing, which is handy when you've got a big sound that goes on and you just want to kill it, you know. But yeah, basically we are just always trying to make sure we're not kind of overloading ourselves with what we're looking at here. So yeah, Gordon, I hope that answers your question. Now, in some songs, it's as simple as a scene change will be a different part of the song. So for like the Whitney stuff that I did the other week, like I Want to Dance with Somebody and things like that, the different scenes cued the different sections of the song. For something like Africa by Toto, the different scenes here. So I've only got 3 scenes here, but the second scene's going to be the first part of the solo, and then the third scene is going to be the second part of the solo. So that's the first part, just the flute, and then scene 3 will add on. Yeah. So usually, yeah, the scene changes are memory as well, memory led. But at first, you obviously want to make sure you at least putting little cues here until you memorize where things are. I mean, in the type of band that I was in, it was a cruise ship band, so we are playing the same songs every week, so it keeps it very fresh in your memory, and that helps a lot as well. So Human, right? This is a big patch. Left hand, you've got this pad here. It's got a little phaser on it as well. And then scene 2 is bringing in a piano for the left hand. It's drenched in reverb again. And then scene 3 is the foot in, and that's where you get, a lot of synth sounds here. So that's when you get an octave synth come in. See how much difference we can do with just one extra voice, one extra layer, and that sound is called pad sweet flange. And then right hand does the main chorus line. And I play that in octaves as well. And also in the second verse there's an extra synth thing that comes in, and I've managed to condense that to here. So between there and there, I've got a sound, and that's called Pin's lead. So yeah, this song you could probably have 5 scenes for, but instead what I've done is I only play this part of the keyboard when I need to do this. In the majority of the song is left-hand chord. And there's a lot of chord changes as well in this song, a lot of subtle chord changes. And that is everything. I think I've been through everything there. The specific sounds is Humanity, which is, that's the sound there. So Humanity, and then Sweet Flange comes in. In this lead sound in the right hand is called Pad and Synth. And you've got the Pins lead. Okay. Right. I'll play a little bit of the song. This is without keyboard. Guitar, classic guitar bit.
I did my best to notice when the call came down the line, up to the platform of surrender. I was brought, but I was kind.
I didn't.
And sometimes I get nervous when I see an open door. Close your eyes, clear your heart, and cut the cord. Are we human, or are we dancer?
And then this is the bit where I bring in the scene 2 because the piano starts here.
My sign is vital. My hands are cold, and I'm on my knees looking for the answer.
Stay on the G minor.
Are we human, or are we dancer?
Okay, first chorus. That's where we play the lead part in the right hand.
Pay my respects to grace and virtue. Send my condolence.
Second verse, that's when. Yeah? So when I'm learning a song like this, I'll listen to the different bits that I need to do, and then instead of learning a piano part separately and then a string part, I'll try and make a part that covers everything. So I just learn like a linear kind of thing with all. So I'm learning all these pieces in together, kind of thing. So let's give it a playthrough, and let me know what you think. Left hand chord.
I did my best to notice when the call came down the line, up to the platform of surrender. I was brought, but I was kind. And sometimes I get nervous when I see an open door. Close your eyes, clear your heart.
Scene 2.
Cut the cord. Are we human, or are we dancer? My sign is vital. My hands are cold, and I'm on my knees looking for the answer.
C minor 7, C1, foot in, foot out, riff, octave, improvises, breakdown, foot out,
Are we human or are we dancer? My sign is vital. My hands are cold and I'm on my knees
this
looking
build
for
here.
the answer.
Octave,
You've gotta let me know. Are we human or are we dancer? My sign is vital. My hands are cold and I'm on my knees looking for the answer. Are we human or are
outro.
we dancer?
I'll stop playing.
Are we human or are we dancer? Are we human or are we dancer?
Okay. Messed the ending up a little bit because I forgot it, but yeah. So it's basically this chorus riff. And then this is the bit that I improvise. Yeah. In that build as well, after the breakdown, was D, A, B flat. Octave. You better let me know, are we human? And then to end, Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's a good one to do. That's the first Killers song I ever learned, and I played that way back in the first club band that I was in. And like I say, the people here in England love this song, so they go absolutely berserk. Yeah, and I'll put this one on Soundmondo apart. S700 for Montage. I'm not sure if this is a default sound or if this is a free pack that I put in. I can't remember, but let me know if you've got the S700 for Montage, and that's the piano sound that I use for that. Thanks very much, Andy. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, so of course as well, we're hitting about halfway through this stream, and I'll be back again next week as well. So I'm not going just yet, but just a reminder that I'm here every Friday so long as I've got a voice, which I didn't have last week. Right, so that is Human. And now let's move on to Riptide. Now, this one is the one that I learned last year in September. Let's play the song just in case you don't know it. It's by a band called Vance, and it's a nice, easy listening kind of song. 1 second. Yeah, I also got the chat to come up on the video here on the top left, so that's a new feature. S70s as a fact. Ah, fantastic, yeah. So yeah, that S700, I like that piano because it's a bit more, it's just a bit more kind of poppy than the original, whereas the original sounds are a bit more kind of classical. So yeah, I'll put that on Soundmondo. If you don't know how to use Soundmondo, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is plug in your keyboard via USB and go on the Soundmondo website through Chrome, and it will actually be able to access your keyboard, and then you just basically test the sound. Just because you test the sound doesn't mean it saves into the keyboard. So it's very good to just have a go at things before you save them, and then if you like the sound, you can just do the normal store new performance kind of thing. And you can find my Soundmondo website on my YouTube page, and it's pretty simple to just download into your keyboard. Okay, Vance Joy, Riptide.
I was scared of dentists and the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. Yeah, the magician's assistant in their dream. Down to the Riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man.
Okay, so first thing I noticed about this when I was learning it was that the kind of high vocal bit, which again it's kind of like everywhere. It's like an ensemble.
You're the magician.
In this particular band, didn't have that many backing vocals, so I thought let's play that. So where is it? There we go. So B flat C sharp. It's like B flat C sharp, A flat C, F A flat. So that's the first thing I realised about the song. And then the chorus, I'm doing chords, I think. Yeah, I just kind of thicken it out with the piano chords. In left hand, I've got that cello. Scene 2 is the cello by itself. So the right inversions, the B flat, A flat, this C sharp, and then on repeat, lower C sharp. Okay. Scene 1, and then foot in. So foot in will bring in. So foot in brings in this choir sound, but it's been duplicated down here, so now you play it down here, and that lets you play the cello. And then scene 3 completely kills the sound. Yeah, so that's used with mute, by the way. So you can mute the sound there, and then you just need to be careful of reverb and things like that. So make sure you turn the reverb setting down, the reverb return. So there, it's at 0. In scene 2, 18. And then 0, you see. Okay. So let's give this a playthrough. It's pretty simple. Just remember, cello left hand, choir right hand tops. Yeah?
I was scared of dentists and the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. You're the magician's assistant in their dream.
Pre-chorus. And off.
And they come unstuck.
Chords.
Running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Is this movie that I think you like? This guy decides to quit his job and head to New York City. This cowboy's running from himself. She's been living on the highest shelf.
Bring in the choir.
And they come unstuck.
Bring in the foot pedal here.
Running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong.
Off.
I just wanna know if you're gonna stay. I just gotta know. I can't have it any other way. I swear
Scene 2.
she's destined for the screen. Closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen. Oh, lady.
Off.
Running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark
Last
side.
chorus. Scene 1. Foot in. Get ready.
I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words
2,
wrong.
3.
Oh, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your
kills it. Okay, I'm just going to play a chorus without this vocal bit, because I think the vocals are doing a lot of like choir stuff, which I'm playing, and you can't really hear it. So I'll just do the chorus again. Without the choir. Choir back in. And then off. Because it ends on the it just ends on the vocal. Okay. Yeah. And the piano that I'm using here, it might sound bad quality, but that is on purpose. It's called Old and Squashed. In that piano, you know, it does sound bad quality, but that's part of the sound that we're going for. You see, if you just stop at this, and if you're playing in a band, you know, I just try to hammer this home because it's very important. You know, it's just one extra sound, and you've completely changed how good it sounds, I think. You know. Add in that one sound. Yeah, so that is Riptide. Hope that answers the questions, and let me know if there's anything else you need regarding that sound. But yeah, the little trick there is to duplicate a sound, especially when you've got all this extra slots for sounds. Duplicate the sound, and then you can play it down here later on in the song when you're busy doing something else. Okay. What do we have next? Guys, remember to leave a like as well. It really helps with the algorithm and things like that, you know. Rascal Flatts, Life is a Highway. I do know this song, and I did have a look at it briefly. Let's see if we can kind of decode some of the things that's going on in this song. Really good, feel-good sound. Okay, so I don't actually have a patch for this one, so let's make one. What I'm going to start off with. That needs practice. Yeah, let's use that. So S700 for Montage. So I'm going to start off with that sound because I like it. And maybe just do some slight EQ. Take the low gain So this is, if you press this, you get the EQ, and then low gain down, just to make it a bit more, just a bit more sharp. Yeah. Let's have a look at the effects, see what effects are on here. Yeah, maybe it's just raise. Yeah, let's get the volume up a little bit. And then it repeats. So that's the verse here. So when I'm learning a new song, I'll have a slight, like a basic chord sheet, and then I'll play through it just to understand the different sections. Pre-chorus for this song. G7. Chorus is the intro. Now I want organ. I want the organ. So let's go back to the track and let's have a listen to the original. Yeah, so I've picked this out here, and Moses has it as well. This is the organ bit for the intro. Nice. I mean, it doesn't pick it out perfectly, you know. It's not like the original multi-track of the song, but the fact that we're able to separate things now is just really good. You know, I'm not a massive fan of AI in music, but if it's going to make it easier for us to listen to things and work things out, then yes, I'm happy with that. So my go-to organ sound. By the way, if you've got a go-to organ sound, I'd love to hear it. But mine is greasy. You know, that's the sound that I usually use when I do organ, but in this case, I think we need a little bit more, a bit more. Something with a bit more conviction, So, literally, let's go organ, and then let's try every single organ sound. I mean, it might not be entertaining, but this is the way I do things. I'll solo it, and then listen. Accordions. Let's listen to the track again. Yeah, Progsy is another one that I like. Progressy. Yeah, that's the other one that I like. Especially with the modulation wheel for the Leslie. So is something like that? It hits a chord there, doesn't it? Something like that. So now I'm going to take out that sound on the multi-track, and then let's play along, and I'll add in what I think it might be. So from the start.
Travel on with us one day here.
Okay. Just gonna make sure it doesn't change the second time. Yeah, I'm hearing. I think that might do us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this right up here. So get this sound, edit, part settings, pitch, -12, and now I've got the... Yeah? And then maybe to about here. So when you're creating splits in the Montage, Mod X, Montage M, if you don't know this, I really feel sorry for you, but hopefully you do know this. When you're creating splits, you can just press this here, so C2, you want to change the lower split, press the keyboard button, and you can just press the note, and now it's already created the split. So it's a good tip for you, that, because it means you're not using the scroll wheel to select your note, you can just literally play it. So the intro, yeah. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to play this left hand right and do that at the moment. I think that's going to require some practice. So left hand. So the other thing is, I don't want this sound to be affected by the modulation wheel. So to do that, I go into the part 1 settings, modulation control, receive switch, and now here I can tell it, do not receive modulation wheel. So when I put it up for the Leslie on the organ, my piano stays the same. Okay? Okay, so let's try that again. Left hand. Then the other thing is, I've got the piano, which I don't want. So I'm going to create the split point again, the upper split point. Let's put it there. Yeah, so you see that kind of, it's quite difficult to play at first. Yeah, I'm just tuning where I want the organ to end. You know, so stuff like this, I could spend a full day programming a sound, and this is, it does take a bit of patience. So we got the organ, we got the piano, and then the other thing is I want to bring in an organ as well later on, right here. So I'm going to duplicate part 2, copy to part 3, copy. And now this one is going to be edit part 3, so that we've got the correct octave. Yeah, that might do. Take the volume down a little bit. Okay. And now the bridge, the only other part in this song I'm thinking of is the bridge, and we can make a different scene for this. And I want a pad. I want some kind of big pad to kind of open it up. So let's go warm. Ethereal, let's see what that sounds like. Oh, I don't like that. D minor 9. Hell of a chord that, by the way. So that bridge, G minor, B flat, D minor 9, resolves to a C, then it repeats. Yeah, I do like that sound, but I think we might need something a little bit more in your face. Luminous, let's try that. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Now, there's not a pad in the original, but I just kind of want to add a pad in, to be honest with you. So, what we do there is take the keyboard control off, shift scene 2 to create a new scene, and then take the keyboard control off the pad and put it back on the first 3. Scene 1, store scene 1, and now store's new performance. Life is a highway. I'm gonna put R's. Yep, that'll do. Life is a highway. And now the next I've got the basics down. The next thing that I'll do is play through the song a couple of times, see how I'm feeling, see if there's anything that needs switched, and then yeah, it's just about the polish section there. So let's give it a jam. I've never played this song before, by the way, so please excuse any lack of tightness or anything like that. You're literally witnessing me play the song for the first time here. Right. All I've got is bass, drums, guitar, and the vocal. Okay, let's try that again. Gonna play left hand. Get ready with the organ. Organ.
travel on. There's one day here and the next day gone.
Okay, let's try it again. Let's try and get it a bit more tight. It's one of them that left and right, you know. Okay, the other thing that I've realised is at the moment the organ is here and I don't want it there. I want that to come in on the foot pedal. So in this case what I'm going to do is motion control, super knob, edit super knob. Any assignments to the super knob I'm going to delete because I don't need them right now. Okay, and then so this is the layered sound here. Press the volume so that it's highlighted. This control assign button comes on. Press that and now it says activate a source to assign, and I'm going to turn the super knob, and now the super knob is changing the volume, but it's at the way this curve is, it's uni, it's set to uni instead of bi, which means it's going to make it louder from the volume that it started at. Whereas if I make it bi, change the ratio, now I can make the sound 0 and turn it all the way up. Now the next issue that I've got is when this goes all the way up, that's going to be too loud, I can tell you. So what you do is you go to motion control, super knob, and here, so let's give it a go here. See how loud that gets. So what you want to do is you want to limit the amount it's turning it up by. So all you do is on this page here, so once again motion control, super knob, and then this first one, because it's assignable 1, let's turn it to 56. Let's see now. Okay, that's too little, so let's turn it to 93. Too much. Organs get very loud really quick. Still too loud. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so 67. And now we've got that coming in on the super knob. Now the next issue is assignable foot. Yep, that's not an issue actually. Yeah, as default, foot controller 2 will control the super knob. So if you, by the way, if you don't have a pedal to control the super knob, I really recommend you get one, an expression pedal, because it means you can be playing two-handed parts and changing the sound at the same time, which is, it's very good. Okay, I think it's a little bit too loud, so I'm going to bring it down to 60. Okay, let's try it again from the start. And what I'm realizing is, as well, is I need to get on a B flat after I stab the C. I need to get on that B flat. So that's just something I'm kind of battling with at the moment. Okay. Left hand chords, foot out, piano only. B flat. Life's like a road that you travel on. There's one day here and the next day gone. Sometimes you bend, sometimes you stand, sometimes you turn your back to the wind. There's a world outside every darkened door where blues won't haunt you anymore. Where the brave are free and lovers soar. Come ride with pre-chorus, I'll come in here. We won't hesitate to break down the garden gate. There's not much time G7. Foot in. second verse. Okay, second verse, there's a synth that comes in. That's it there. It's like a square synth.
This is the road and these are the all these cities and all these towns. It's in my blood and it's all around.
Yeah, that's all it is. Now, nothing's happening here, so what I might do is put that square synth here for the second verse. Now, it's only used once. So type in square. Oh. Sorry, I'm having an absolute brain fart here. Spell square, please. Thank you. Right. It's going to be lower though. Yeah, that kind of thing. Okay, and then grab that. So I'll set the split points. Edit. Part settings. And now I'm going to make the release a bit more. Yeah. And then I need to make sure mod control to not receive the pitch bend, modulation wheel, sorry. Okay, let's have a listen to that then. Let's see what it sounds like.
There's not much time left today.
Here it comes.
Life is a highway. I wanna ride it all night long. If you're going my way, well, I wanna drive it all night long. Through all these cities and all these towns, it's in my blood and it's all around. I love you now like I loved you then. This is the road and these are the hands. From Mozambique to those Memphis nights, the copper past the Vancouver slides, and knock me down and back up again. You're in my blood.
Pretty cool.
I'm not a lonely man. There's no road I can hold. The road so rough, this I know. I'll be there when the light comes in. Tell me we're survivors. Life is a highway. I wanna ride it all night long.
Okay, so as I'm playing, I'm kind of filling in something that's missing there, and that C stab is definitely should be there. So I recommend when you're playing that, bow, yeah, and even that intro riff might even be there. So again, then that means your left hand needs to kind of simplify chords. In the guitar play, I'll be really going in for that, because that's a guitar part as well. In bass play, I should be doing that. Yeah. Now we've got another problem when we're coming down here. We're hitting the square lead now, so make sure so let's do scene 3. Let's move scene 2 to scene 3, and now scene 1 will not have the square lead, and scene 2 will have the square lead. So for the second verse, you come in with scene 2. Okay, the other thing is when you program and stuff, you might find when you switch scenes, the sound. So here we've got the square lead sound at 74, and then when I change to scene 3, you're gonna see a jump, and then it jumps to 100, which sometimes is bad because you might have played the sound, and then you change the sound, and it's gonna blast everybody. You know, so make sure if you want the sound to be level, to keep it level, or the alternative is you turn it down completely, or you turn it lower if you want it to kind of fade out. So I'm going to turn it lower. So now when you play the sound, it's not as aggressive when you change the scene. Oh, 74 that was. See? Okay. Okay, let's try and just jam it through from the top. It's that left-hand thing that's going to require practice, unfortunately, but we'll just do what we can do. And the other thing is, you might only have one guitar player, and he's probably going to be playing this. And then get him to switch to that, definitely. You know, I've worked with some great guitarists in the past where they could superimpose a lead guitar part on a rhythm guitar part. So, like in this instance, he might be playing the power chords, but then when he's not playing the chords, he'll come in and do that little digga 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 high bit as well. So it's like a hybrid. So it just depends on who you're playing with, you know. Right, let's go.
I'm
gonna rest here. I'm gonna.
The next day gone. Sometimes you bend, sometimes you stand, sometimes you turn your back to the wind. There's a world outside every door where blues won't haunt you anymore. Where the brave are free and lovers soar. Come ride with me to the distant shore. We won't hesitate to break down the garden gate. There's not much time left today.
Put in for the organ. Square bit. Again. 3 chorus. Double chorus. 3 for the pad. Breakdown. Off. Get the audience to clap. Right, towards the end, you know what? Towards the end, I'm going to duplicate this. Copy part 8. I just think it needs a lift at the end. Plus 12. 0. So I'm bringing up the elements by 12. Because you might run into this problem where you want to make the sound higher, but you've already limited out the pitch. You can only change up to 24. You can't go any higher than that. So the way to get around that is to go into your elements and go coarse, and then bring up the pitch of each element, so that I do end up with a higher sound now. You know, I just want that to come up towards the end. You know, without it. With it. You know, it just cuts through a little bit more. And I'm going to put that on scene 5. Now I'm going to make sure it's not enabled for any other scene apart from scene 5. In that bridge again, the bridge bit. Needed turned up that, so let's turn that up. Okay. Now sometimes what I will do is if there's a scene that stands out, I'll keep a button free, so then that always kind of jumps out to me, instead of it being like 4 lights together. I'll have one separate light, which kind of will just jog a memory that, oh yes, I need to go to that one at the end, maybe, you know. Okay, tell you what, let's go from the yeah, Gordon, I'm going as fast as I can. Like, I'm really trying hard not to take forever on this, but it's you kind of get used to, you know, doing where things are and things like that. So it's funny that you look at this and think it's fast, whereas I feel like this is really slow. playing first. Yeah, thank you very much, Gordon. I appreciate that. I do. Okay, let's go from that bridge again, because I thought the bridge sounded a little bit weak because maybe my sound wasn't loud enough. Yeah, so that was the bit there. This is the distance between you and I. And what will that sound like with a little bit of organ? You know, I just like the pad by itself. Oh, thank you, Andy. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That's the first super chat on the live stream. Fantastic. You know, the only reason I kind of went on the partner thing was to hopefully get more kind of algorithm stuff and stuff like that. But no, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Andy. Number one guy. Thank you. Okay, let's go again. Henzi Piano, yes, it's going fine, thank you very much. How are you? We're just doing some programming. This is the first time I've programmed a sound from the start on a live stream, so we're kind of already almost there. But yeah, how are you going? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Right, so let's go from the bridge. G minor. Yeah, that's better. Guitar solo, C1. And also, I'm just gonna say something here in regards to like the other band members as well, because it's, you know, we couldn't spend all the time in the world getting the sounds great and getting the parts right, but it's little bits and bobs that make this song sound the way it is. And one of the things is the bass drops out and then it comes in on the repeat. So just, you know, if your bass player plays or if he drops out for too long, just say, oh, by the way, could you come in there, please? Henzi, what football team do you support? I support Newcastle United. Newcastle. That's where I've got the strips in the cupboard here. What team do you support? Are you from England? So the bass is gone. Bass comes in. Yeah. Then we're back in with it. Okay, now hopefully when you're playing this, the guitarist is going to be doing that outro solo, and that's when I've got this scene 5, which brings in that really high-pitched organ, and that's going to be cutting through with the guitar. So let's play that bit as well. Scene 5. And when you learn this properly, I'd be doing that in the left hand. Which is difficult for me to do at the moment. Okay, so I've done that higher organ, and we'll be jamming that. Okay, great. Store it, and I'll put it on Soundmondo. So feel free to download this on Soundmondo and check it out for yourself. And I think that is more or less there. Okay, yeah, you're a Manchester United fan. All right, okay. Great. So long as it's not Sunderland. No. My best friend's from Sunderland. Valdemar is your favourite soccer player? No way, Andy. No way. He's adjusting still. He's adjusting to the Premier League still. But I'm sure he's going to turn out to be a great player. But yeah, he seems really cool and laid back. But yeah, that's mad that you know our number. He's not our number 9. No, he's like number 27. But he's still a great player. You just need some time, you know. It's like if they put me at a gig now to play this Life as a Highway, everybody would be saying, "Oh God, no." You just need some time to get settled in and get practice. Okay. Right, so that is Life as a Highway, and then the other one that I wanted to do to finish us off was Simply the Best by Tina Turner. Somebody was asking about the saxophone that I used in Time of My Life last week, or 2 weeks ago, sorry, and that basically is the same saxophone that I use for this song as well. So Simply the Best. So the saxophone that I've got was let's get there. It took a while to actually make, but it does use a sample from inside here. Let's see if I can find it by itself. Say this is another one, Tequila. So tenor sax 2, tenor sax. So let's look at the tenor saxes. So the tenor growl is what I've been. The tenor growl is what a bassist sound on. As you can hear, it's a bit more kind of growly on what I've done here. So and it's just drenched in reverb. So let's go back to Simply the Best. And I'll put this on Soundmondo. So I'll also put this on Soundmondo as a single sax sound. So what you get is this. And the reason why that's so loud is because it's the solo, you know, so it has to cut through. And the sax solo for this is... And I'm using pitch bend as well. Sorry you can't see it, but I'm going to be using the pitch bend as well. So, pitch bend. And that's how you get that saxophone sound. So it's kind of a saxophone going up and not just hitting the note. And fun fact, I've got a breath controller as well, but it's not working at the moment. And usually I use a breath controller to play the sax sound, so that's why it's a little bit more kind of sharp than usual. And then what else in this song by Tina Turner? This is what it sounds like. We're in a different key.
I call you, I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me wild and wild. You come to me, I call you, I need
Dong, right?
you, my heart's on fire.
Guys, I think this song's been recorded in a different tuning.
Come to me wild and wild.
Yeah, I think it's a different tuning. Okay, that's gonna make things interesting.
You come to me, I call you, I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me wild and
Okay, there you go. Now, I wouldn't recommend changing this because this is a setting that if you forget to change back, it's gonna make your whole gig out of tune. So on the utility settings page, you can actually change the tuning of the keyboard down by hertz. So I think this song's been recorded in 430 instead of 444.
wire. You come to me.
Okay. So let's go through, before I leave, I'm going to leave in 10 minutes, and I'll be back next week. But before I leave, I'm just going to talk through this patch. So Simply the Best is basically a lot of that DX kind of 80s sound, and this is DX50 sound. Everything's kind of F. Pre-chorus. then second verse. What else do I have? Well, got the PWM simple pad. And that just adds that when I'm playing. Again, it's texture, it's layers, it's that kind of stuff. Now, scene 2 is going to be the chorus. And that adds in DX Legend. So we've got DX5, 0. And we've got DX Legend. And we've got PWM Simple. So 3 sounds on the one part. And now the reason why DX Legend comes in is because of that chorus. That sound there. And then to top it off, we've got pad bells and pop bells and pad, and that goes here. There. So all together, the chorus. It's just all about them bells. Without it, with it, a lot brighter, a lot more brighter. And then scene 3 is where the saxophone comes in, and I don't know. I'm not playing anything in the left hand for the saxophone solo because I'm doing pitch bend stuff. And then there's a key change, and that stays on scene 3. Because we've got louder bells here. Sorry. Yeah? Let's give it a playthrough. And we'll see how that sounds. So I've muted everything apart from guitar, bass, drums, and vocals. Chorus. Pre-chorus 2. Stabs. Scene 2. Scene 1. bridge. Get ready, scene 3, saxophone solo. Okay. One more time. I'm going to turn down saxophone, so saxophone voice. I'm going to play that again because it was messy. Just the saxophone bit. So I've got the saxophone sustaining, and then I can come in with the. So he's kind of holding that saxophone note. And that will eventually go off depending on how much polyphony you put in. So yeah. That's a big sound, and I should be able to. Everything in there is inbuilt sound, so I'll put that on Soundmondo as well. Okay. Next week, if you've got any suggestions for next week, please feel free. And we'll do some more. I want to deeper dive into smooth, actually, because some people have been asking about the smooth sound and how I get that brass sound. So we'll dive into that next week, into how to actually make that sound. So check out the Soundmondo. Maybe tomorrow it'll be uploaded. I'll do Life as a Highway. I'll upload that one. Human, Raise Your Glass, Everywhere, and Riptide as well. That will all be on the Soundmondo, as well as the saxophone sound that I've just demonstrated there. Okay, guys, that's 2 hours done. Thank you very much for joining. Really appreciate it. Andy, appreciate you, my friend. Thank you very much for that super chat. That's very that's much appreciated. Yeah, of course, will do. Back to 100% next week, guys, okay? So take care, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.